Good morning in War Eagle. My name is Moira Alsabrook, and I serve as an Auburn Clubs coordinator with the Auburn Advancement at Auburn University. And today I'm your host of 1856, the Auburn Alumni Association Speaker Series. We want you to participate during the show, so please leave comments and questions on our Facebook page, and we will try to get to them in the 30 minutes we have together. Today, we are on site for this episode at our very own New Venture Accelerator located in Auburn University's Research Park. I am joined by Lou Bifano, who serves as the director of the New Venture Accelerator. In just a few minutes, we will also be joined by a few students and faculty who are currently inhabiting the workrooms in this office space. They are brilliant, creative, and innovative thinkers and entrepreneurs. To begin this episode, we've invited Lou to share some brief history on the program and the creation of the New Venture Accelerator. Lou, talk to us about this project, when and how it came to fruition.
So this phase of our entrepreneurial programs is about 6 years old. The facility we're in today is only 12 months old, and it's a state-of-the-art area that students and faculty members that are trying to start a business while they're doing their day job of being a student or teaching. And we have 15 offices that they can work out of, a number of common areas that they can collaborate with each other in, and we have room for 3 entrepreneurs in residence to help with mentoring and coaching.
That's wonderful. And how did you get started with entrepreneurship? What's your background?
Well, it would take too long for me to explain all the different jobs I've had, but let me just say that I spent the last 15 years of my career doing mergers and acquisitions, and I do a little bit of angel investing on the side as well. So I've been where the students and faculty members are, our entrepreneurs in residence, and the coaches and mentors that we have to work with. Our students and faculty have started businesses, sold them, continue to run those businesses, so everybody that's involved with the program has an entrepreneurial background.
That's great. Thank you. And you mentioned 15 workspaces or so. So what typically happens in those workspaces? How do students utilize them?
Well, the students use them to avoid having to work out of their dorm room or their apartment. They don't have to work around a bunch of pizza boxes and leftover food. But the physical facility is really only a part of the programming we do here. The availability to collaborate with other student teams and talk about their experiences, and most importantly, to be able to work with our entrepreneurs in residence and our mentors and coaches. That's really the added value. This is a great facility. We have 7,100 square feet. Any of our colleagues from other entrepreneurship programs at other universities always tell us how lucky we are to have this facility, but bricks and mortar alone aren't what makes the program go here.
Sure. And share with the audience where we're located. Where on campus are we, and can people stop by and come check out the facility if they're in town?
We are happy to host anybody that wants to come and visit. We're located on the first floor of the new Research and Innovation Center building. You can't miss us when you walk in, and our door is always open.
Great. And talk a little bit about your relationship with the students that inhabit the workspaces.
Well, in addition to managing the New Venture Accelerator, I'm responsible for running our business idea competitions. We have one around Halloween, which we call the Halloween Pitch Competition. And then we have a Shark Tank-like competition called the Tiger Cage Business Idea Competition, which has 3 different phases, and the combination of those 2 programs allow our students to earn startup capital for their businesses. That's the most difficult raise at the very beginning, and we offer across the startup capital pool $55,000 worth of prize money that student and faculty teams can use to start their businesses.
Wow, that is incredible. This facility is beautiful. The students are incredible, and thank you so much for your leadership and for letting us come explore the New Venture Accelerator today. I know we have 5 students or faculty members joining us, so I think it's time to go check out some of their workspaces.
Yes, I agree. Let's go look and see what they're doing.
Awesome. All right. Faculty member from the College of Engineering, and it is Dr. Michael Ziblaw, and he has created ExoArmor. And so we're going to have him talk a little bit about the program, how it came to fruition, and what his passion is with it.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very good.
Good, thank you for letting us invade your workspace today.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about ExoArmor.
Well, ExoArmor got its start in response to a need by Auburn University football. And we began making custom pads and custom gear for Auburn football in the fall of 2019. And quickly, word got out and we started making gear for other universities. And since then, we've formalized. We have a 3D scanning app. And the 3D scanning app is used to scan the body, which provides us the information we need to make custom pads. And a lot of what we've done has been shoulder guards. We've done rib protectors, some thigh pads, shin guards. These are the most common gear that we've made. But we use the 3D scanning information that comes in from our app to generate a file that we then 3D print. And this is here an example of a shoulder guard that was made for this person back here that we affectionately call Silver Surfer. And it's made to fit him specifically. And we do that for lots of athletes. We do that all the way from high school all the way up into the NFL level. And so we've made gear for the Atlanta Falcons. We've made gear for other teams in the NFC South. We've made gear for every one of the Power 5 conferences so far. We provide gear in 2 ways. We'll either put a 3D printer on site at the facility, or we can make it here in Auburn, Alabama, and we can ship it out. We can overnight it, and we can get the athletes the gear that they need very quickly.
Wow, that's awesome. So how many pieces of equipment are typical for a football uniform? How many pieces do you have to print?
Well, it depends. Right now, we've mostly been doing singular devices, but we're moving closer to being able to offer pairs. So, for example, a pair of shoulder guards, a pair of shin guards would be a common example for soccer. But we're moving that direction. We had an Auburn football player. He told me one time that if he could have all of his pads custom made, that's what he wanted. And that's really, I think, in large part what set us in motion. That's where we're going, is we want to be able to offer every pad that's needed by any athlete, any sport, to have it perfectly custom made where they can wear it specific to their body. It fits so well they can't even feel it. Most of them say that. But most importantly, it provides them protection, and it does it in such a way that they can perform to their maximum ability.
Wow, that's incredible. And so when did ExoArmor begin? And then what are you looking forward to in the future? What's your next step?
Well, we began in late fall 2019. And like I said, we've been making gear for teams since that time, but our next big step will be probably in the early to mid-summer of next year, of 2022. And that's when we're going to officially launch our offering to the individual consumer. And you'll be able to go out and download our app for free, and you'll be able to select the gear you want, whether it be shin guards or thigh pads, and you'll have access to our 3D scanner made available on the app, and you can purchase custom gear that will be sent straight to you. So that's our next biggest thing. We're really excited about it. There's a lot of people out there. There are 16,000 high school football teams in the United States. There are 250 million people worldwide that play soccer, and we think we have something that we can offer every single one of them.
Wow. Okay, my last question, is anyone doing anything like this out there? Or are y'all some of the very first doing custom football and sports pads?
The exciting thing about this is, I will preface this with, to my knowledge, we are the only ones that exist that offer perfectly custom pads. There are some similar options, but nothing comes close to what we're actually doing. We're using the scan of your physical body to make that pad. And as of right now, that's it. And thankfully, we've got some patent pending status, so we're protected in that sense. So we're pretty excited about it, and I think we're going to have a big impact soon.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, Michael. That's incredible, and we appreciate all that you're doing here at Auburn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, we're going to head to our next workspace, and we're going to visit with Dr. Claire Kranz. She is a School of Nursing faculty member and a nurse by trade. She works in pediatrics, and she is the founder of WELLBLOxS. And WELLBLOxS uses gamification to help patients and medical staff have a great experience when they are in the hospital and get discharged. Hey, Claire.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being with us today.
Absolutely. I'm
We're-
excited to be here.
Wonderful. Well, we're excited to learn a little bit more about WELLBLOxS. So tell us about what it is and how this idea got started.
Absolutely. So WELLBLOxS is a patient education platform where we are enhancing patients and their families' understanding of their health condition and whatever is needed to take care of them as they transition home. And it's a little bit unique in that we're using gaming and gamification in order to engage our patients, to really have them understand what they need to know during that transition.
That's great. And talk a little bit about the game that it's similar to.
Absolutely. So it's very similar to Candyland, as hopefully all of you guys have played before. The pathway or the little blocks of Candyland are each individual tiles, tasks that a patient or the family member may need to know in order to take care of that kid or themselves at home. So as you accomplish each task, you earn a prize, or you can continue on in that journey to home or to the candy castle in the end.
That is so awesome. And who's using WELLBLOxS? What hospitals have accessed this app, and then how many people are being impacted by your technology?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're currently transitioning this from a physical game board into an app. We have a couple of websites that are supporting some of the education. There's a children's hospital in Salt Lake City, Utah that it's really exciting. We have 3 units already transitioned to this, and we're developing it for the entire hospital. So every disease and diagnosis, all the kids, all the families will have this to be able to go home. I'm also trialing it with a hospital here in the state of Alabama, and so hopefully we can bridge, not only use it for kids, but also show the impacts that it can have for adults.
That's great. How has the new Venture Accelerator helped you build WELLBLOxS?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't speak enough about this place. I had this idea as a nurse. I've used these for about 10 years on paper, and we've, with a few tweaks, really have enhanced it, brought in more games and more engagement. I was able to study it. That's part of my faculty role here. I was able to study that impact on patient education and understanding. We are able to reduce readmission rates and lower hospital costs, increase patient satisfaction and experience scores. And so I had this idea, and I told folks here at the Accelerator about it, and with the guidance of Lou and the whole team, I was like, well, wait a minute, this can be a business. Like, this could really impact not just your world of research and academia, but really impact patients across in the state of Alabama, but then also across the country.
That's incredible. Well, thank you so much for letting us steal a couple minutes of your day, and we're so proud of you and glad that you get to stay at Auburn as a faculty member. So,
Absolutely.
all right, thank you.
Guys. Appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna head out into the workspace of the new Venture Accelerator, and I think it's safe to say that the general resource of an entrepreneur is a whiteboard, right? We're walking through the center, and there are, it seems like, hundreds of whiteboards with scribbles and scratches and lots of ideas on it. As Lou mentioned, there are 15 spaces in the new Venture Accelerator, and I was told that they like to make space for anyone that's interested, and so students, faculty, alumni of Auburn University have the opportunity to utilize this space. Up next, we're going to meet Zach Young. He is a College of Engineering graduate as well, and he has created the company Vulcan Line Tools, and so we're going to come invade his space for a few minutes as well. Hey, Zach.
Hey.
How are you? Good.
Doing good.
Thanks for letting us pop in here.
Oh, yeah, thank y'all.
And he is the founder of Vulcan Line Tools, and so I'm going to have him talk a little bit about his business and what it does.
Yeah. So, like I said, my name's Zach Young. I'm a recent graduate in mechanical engineering. Hayden Pattison came on with me. He's also a recent graduate in mechanical engineering. So I started Vulcan Line Tools back in 2019. And what we do is we make a tool right here. It's called the wave timer. And to boil it down to in its simplest form, what it does is make sure that electric utilities are out putting their power lines up correctly. And so it's a lot faster, sleeker, and less expensive than some other competing devices that allow them to do the same thing. And we've had a great experience here at Auburn. I had a chance to pitch in some pitch competitions, won a little money, and now we're graduated, still working out of here. And we've had a lot of good early success, and really looking forward to the future. And we've had branching into other things, we've got enough computers to we got like 13 monitors in here, so we're really excited about what we got going on, and looking forward to everything we got going on in the future.
Awesome. So how does that tool work? Talk to us a little bit. Show us the technology of it, and then what's the production of those tools look like?
Yep. So how it works is you strap it around your power line. So I'll use my finger as a power line. And then it's got circuit boards and everything that we soldered up ourselves inside of it. You power it on, and then it connects to an app on your phone called the Wave Timer app that we wrote. And basically you'd have, if you're out using it in the field, your lineman up in the bucket would be have it strapped around the power line, and your foreman on the ground will be running the app, and then lineman up in the bucket will just slap the power line, and it's going to give you all the data you need. Make sure you're putting stuff up correctly right there on your phone. And we actually bootstrap this whole company, so we produce these in-house. And so right behind you, we've got soldering irons, sewing machines. We've got everything to take and put these units together. We plan on, once we get some big orders taken and moving that out, getting someone else to do that. But right now, we're doing that in-house. So we got all the tools over there. If you ought to come a couple weeks ago, you'd have seen us in here with a assembly line of these units getting made. But we actually finished these. So.
That's awesome. And have you always been interested in the technology and getting your hands in front of some pieces that you can make into a product different than what they started out to be? It just seems like you're such a natural at that. So how did it all start? And was it in your basement that you started playing with technology? And talk to us about that.
I think there's pictures floating around of me like 3 years old playing with Legos. That's probably when it started. And then ever since then, I've been ripping things apart, building stuff, and trying to figure out how stuff works. I've had a bunch of little ideas throughout high school that I thought, building things and that I thought would turn into opportunities. We took a bunch of go-kart parts and built a wakeboard winch out of that. That was pretty fun. That was one of our first ones. But I've always been a builder, a tinkerer, a thinker, engineer type. So, and then I finally got something that I could kind of sink my teeth into that there was some money behind. There's not too much money in selling a wakeboard winch to, junkies like me. So with this right here, I started working on it 2019, building it, I think on my parents' desk or my mom's living room. And there's a picture we got of me with 1,000 different components out there soldering. And everything on this was done either by, with me or Hayden. And company motto we have is figure it out. So we started with a bunch of Arduino circuit boards and burn up about 10 of them before we finally figured out how to take and make circuits, and built the circuit board, wrote the app, and designed the case, did everything ourselves. And so it's been quite the process. We've learned a ton, and I wouldn't trade any of the time that I've spent doing this for anything. So it's been great.
That's awesome. And you mentioned some of the competitions that you've competed in. So talk to us about your favorite competition or the most successful competition you've participated in, what that looked like, and how you use that to spring forward your business.
Yeah, so a lot of the startups have the mentality of trying to go and get investors and raise money, and I was always kind of more of a bootstrapper. So by being in those pitch competitions, I think we competed in 4, and we were able to win money in every one of them. So the money that we won, that helped us financially be able to continue, running our company the way we want to run it, with 100% of the company owned by, me and Hayden, and without having to get any outside investors. In addition to the financial gain that we gained from these pitch competitions, I learned how to pitch a company. I learned how to talk about, on your feet about what you do. I learned how to pitch your company. And then also I was exposed to a lot of great mentors. Alabama Launchpad in particular, I got, met some incredible mentors who are also very influential in the state. And they were able to get me meetings in front of Alabama Power that I would have never been able to get without it. I had Tiger Cage, which is through the university, which was incredible too. I was able to win a bunch of money doing that. And that's able, with that money, we were able to put it into buying components for these, for our units. We were able to, buy computers and stuff like that we needed to be able to run a company. And without any of that, we would have never been here. And without the knowledge we gained from it and from, the advisors for giving their advice, we wouldn't be here either. So it's been tremendous.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Zach. We appreciate it.
Thank you all very much.
All right. Well, we're going to exit out of Vulcan Line Tools, let them get back to work. And up next, we are going to head to co-founders of SwiftSkew, a company that has impacted convenience stores. And so we have Daniel and Mitt with us, and we're going to actually have Mitt talk a little bit about this business. As we're walking down the hallway, we have workspaces on our right and our left, inhabited by several students and faculty members here at Auburn University. And as you can see, expo markers and expo boards everywhere. All right, let's come in and meet Mitt. How are you?
Great, how are you?
Good. Thank you for letting us come in here today. All right, I want to hear a little bit about SwiftSkew, what it is, and how it got started.
So SwiftSku is a platform for independent convenience store owners that lets them manage their business, essentially. Most of these owners are relying on 5-subject notebooks to manage their business, which is so last century, right? And so SwiftSku came about from the pain that my parents went through themselves. So when they immigrated here to the U.S., they got into the convenience store business, and growing up, I was in charge of managing the stuff they didn't want to manage. And I learned to program so I could automate a lot of that away. And with my friend Daniel, realized that we could help a lot more owners in the U.S. And so that's what SwiftSku's for. It's to help the independent owners and mom and pops compete.
Wow, that's awesome. And I love that you saw a need at a young age and you said, I know how I can get involved to fix this need. So how many convenience stores have you been helping since the start of SwiftSku?
We're a little bit over 400 stores right now, that all over the U.S.
Wow, that's incredible. And so did you write all of the technology yourself?
The initial versions, yes, but we have since hired an engineering team to actually, do it in a more professional manner.
Awesome. And how has the new venture Accelerator helped your business?
They helped us kickstart, formalize a lot of our business plans. Once we went through Tiger Cage, it helped us really refine what it meant to put together a business plan. And the prize money was also helpful in helping us get our first Verifund certification.
That's great. And so is it just you and Daniel, or do you have a team larger than this? I know you mentioned engineers help you out, but how big is your team and who's involved in that?
So we do have 17 full-time employees right now. It's not just Daniel and I.
Yeah. Wow, 17 full-time employees. And so where do they work out of their homes, or do they utilize this space here at the New Venture Accelerator?
Our team's been remote since day one. So we've got team members all over the world, in India, the UK, and Africa. And so all over the world, and remote work is the new trend.
Wow. And so I have to ask, do you still help your parents with their business? Did this technology transfer over and now they get to utilize it today?
Yes, they do. And I mean, they're the most vocal beta customers, right?
They can give you complaints if they have them, right?
Right.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for letting us come into your workspace. We are so proud of you, and Auburn is so lucky to have alumni that are driven just like you gentlemen, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We're going to head out to our last stop. We have Michaela Smith, Harbert College of Business student, and she's right across the hall, and she is the founder of Culture Exchange. So let's come in here and see what Michaela is up to today. Hey, Michaela.
Hi,
how are you? Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. You have quite a bit going on in this workspace.
I do.
And it's beautiful and colorful, and I love it. So talk to us about Culture Exchange and how it got started.
Okay, so Culture Exchange is an online beauty and wellness boutique that outsources all minority-owned products. I came up with this idea because growing up, both myself and my partner, we taught ourselves how to do our own hair and our own makeup, and we started doing other people's hair as a side hustle to make money during school. And every time we would have customers, they would go to the hair store not knowing, what kind of products to get. And because most of the hair stores aren't black owned, they didn't quite understand the products because they didn't use them and they couldn't give them insightful feedback. And I would usually have to go back with them to the hair store and pick out the correct products. So I was like, well, what's a way that I can help people that aren't experienced in the beauty industry and want to get products easier way? So I created Culture Exchange to be a avenue for both companies and both companies and customers to find each other. So it's another path to purchase for customers to find Forest Bias products without having to go and do the research, because it's harder for minority-owned products to get in larger stores like Target and Walmart and things like that. And then this is also another way for minority companies to reach a newer, broader audience. So we have a monthly subscription box, and you can buy a basic membership, either monthly or annually, and then we curate the box ourselves. So this is our winter box that will be going out in December, and that will be what comes in like the basic membership box, and then eventually we will launch a premium membership subscription service where you can take a quiz and kind of tell us what kind of products you're looking for, and you'll have more say about the kinds of products that are curated in your box.
Awesome. So when does the product box launch?
So we launch on November 26th for Black Friday, and we actually have a launch party coming up this Sunday, November 21st in Montgomery, Alabama, where we'll be talking to our audience about what Culture Exchange is, why it's important, how you can sign up for it, and then we'll also be featuring other minority-owned companies as well that will be set up as vendors. Some of them we already bought products from, and they'll be featured in our box. Some of them aren't. So it's just going to be like a mini minority expo for people to come and see all the talented people in the community.
That's awesome. And how can our viewers find Culture Exchange? You have a website, and can they purchase boxes that way?
Yes, so we have a website. It will be launching for the launch party on the 21st. It's cultureexchange.com. You can also find us on Instagram at culture_exchange, as well as Facebook at culture. So
awesome. Well, this is incredible. It's beautiful in here. I cannot wait for the products to launch, and we're so excited for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Today has been so fun. We've heard from so many students and faculty members about their role in entrepreneurship and the impact that they're having at Auburn University. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We had so much fun, and we hope you did too. We just want to mention that Tiger Giving Day is February 23rd of 2022. The annual day of giving here at Auburn University. You'll have the opportunity to look at several different projects that you can give to throughout the day. So we invite you to participate, and remember, tune into the next episode of 1856. Thank you, and War Eagle.